Hello and welcome along to episode 56 of the All Things Leeds podcast. I'm NkGhTg and joining me as ever is my co-host Charles Foster. Hello.
Hi mate, you alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm sound. Just struggled to get here on the trains a bit today, just at weather, but...
Yeah, all the snowy weather delayed everyone.
Yeah, happy to be here. Especially happy this week because we've had a really good week. So.
Yeah, it has been a really good week, hasn't it? Of course, in the show we'll be looking back on last Saturday's game where Leeds United beat Reading 1-0 at Elland Road. We'll also discuss how the under-23s and women's sides have got on this week, as well as look at some of the other news that's come out of Elland Road. Before looking ahead to Leeds United's next two games, the first is a trip to Middlesbrough on Wednesday night, and after that, Leeds United take on Hull City away at the KCOM Stadium this Saturday. So the All Things Leeds podcast. So last Saturday then, Leeds United of course beating Reading 1-0 at Elland Road. Now, I couldn't watch the game because I was working, but it sounded like it was a bit of a scrappy game, Charles.
Yeah, particularly in the first half, we didn't really perform like we had done at kind of Brentford and Bristol City. It was a bit more of an attritional game. They were... You could clearly see very early on what Mark Bowen's tactics were going to be. They were going to sit with their kind of a bank of four, bank of five, and then the one lad up front. And then I think they switched to a 4-4-2 in the second half. But yeah, they were played very deep, and they were trying to hit us on the counter whenever they could, win as many free kicks as possible. I saw in the post-match interview, Mark Bowen was complaining because he said he asked the referee at half-time to not play any advantage for Reading players. He wanted every single free kick given for Reading. Yeah, because he knew of Leeds' weakness against set pieces. But that's not his decision; that's the referee's decision. So, frankly, he can do one. But yeah, the first half was very attritional. We had a few kind of sparks of brilliance. Costa had a bit of a lot of joy down the right hand side. We didn't get as much joy down our left. But yeah, it wasn't a brilliant game. But it wasn't a classic. Yeah,
is it? Some people are saying it was quite a boring game, really, as well.
I wouldn't say boring, but it was. They did not come to play football. Yeah. Like plenty of teams that come to Old Road, they didn't come to play. They came to sit deep, hit us on the counter, and just play a long ball. Not as many long balls as we saw against Wigan and Millwall. Not as many as that, but it was long ball. It was counter attack. It was try and catch Leeds out. That was all.
I mean, Reading never come to play football, did they? I remember a few years ago when we beat Reading at Elland Road, and the game was just Reading's centre-backs passing to one another. It was so boring.
Yeah, I remember that with the kind of Leeds fans olaying every pass from their centre-halves.
Yeah, it was quite funny. Did the poor weather conditions play a part in the game? Of course, very strong winds.
Played a part in the stand. I was freezing. Yeah, it was really windy. I was worried on corners, especially because of that, because I thought the Wigan game was kind of similar for that with bad wind.
Yeah.
But not really. No, it didn't seem to play that much of a part. There was sometimes where passes would not go as far as you think. You'd see like a one of our long diagonal balls. You'd see it fall very short, and you're thinking that's definitely to do with the wind. Or you'd see like a through ball go a bit astray. It was affecting us more, mainly because we actually passed the ball a bit. They didn't really pass the ball much.
Yeah.
It was, and there was a bit at the end where obviously we'll get onto this later. But Jamie Shackleton came on and then passed it to Bamford, and the ball was kind of clearly wind swept away from Bamford. I think it got cleared easily, but you could see Bamford was a bit annoyed at Shackleton, and Shackleton was a bit incredulous that the ball didn't go where he thought it was going to go. So yeah, there was a little bit of that, but not as much as you would expect, given how freezing bloody. I nearly got. I walked around the corner at the top of Beeston Hill, and when my dad we were walking around the corner of one of the houses, about to go down the hill, and this kind of wave of wind just hit us in the face at the top of the hill, and I thought this is going to be a horrible game because I thought the wind would be more. Yeah, but not really. It didn't affect not as much as you think it would.
Yeah. Of course, an unchanged lineup, as many expected, really. We could have scored in the opening 3 minutes. Helder Costa dragged a shot just wide, and we also missed another good chance just before half-time. Costa also missed a few chances in the second half. Now, I was listening to BBC Radio Leeds after the game, and the debate was all about Helder Costa and the fact that he's not scoring enough and not doing enough to warrant his £15 million price tag, should I say. Thoughts on Helder Costa? Is he good enough for you? He's definitely got quality.
He's got quality, and that chance earlier on in the game, he spins round their left back and really gets into the box. And all of our joy, particularly in the first half, came down his side.
Yeah.
Jack Harrison didn't create a few chances, but he didn't get that much joy into the box. Like Costa was constantly getting into the box down their left and down our right, but his final ball is not there. It's either getting cut out too easily, his crosses aren't high enough that will reach Bamford, or like the shot. Probably, it's a hard angle that, but you want him to put that in. He's left-footed. He's on the right-hand side. He's in the box. He's got enough space. No one's near him. You want him to put that in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not scoring enough. He's not assisting enough. But he is useful. He's a useful player going forward.
I mean, he's a quality player. I do like him. I like watching him play. He's very skillful, very fast. It's just the final ball as you say there, but he's not quite warranting that £15 million price tag, is he?
I think you see a lot in expensive players, particularly in this league. If you you don't get as much patience from the fans when you cost that much money.
Yeah,
and that can be a bit frustrating for you. I mean, he has had some really good performances, and he does play well. And I do think a bit like Click, he is a bit underrated by the Leeds faithful. I think he does get a bit unfairly judged, but. You just want him to score more. You want all the attacking players to score more. You want Howson to score more. You want Click to score more.
Yeah.
You want Bamford to score more as well, especially Bamford. But they're just not doing it at the moment. I mean, obviously, Hernandez got on the score sheet this game, as we'll get on to. But yeah, you want our attacking players to put a bit more in. Yeah,
I mean, that was a debate on BBC Radio Leeds as well, that, we're just not scoring enough goals. With the amount of chances that we create, we're not scoring enough goals. And we've been at ourselves from last season, really. We've been saying it all season long. We're just not scoring enough goals. Patrick Bamford, I mean, he also seemed to be a passenger in this game, really.
Yeah, he was quite poor. He wasn't involved in a lot of the attacks. It seemed to be Click and Hernandez that were running most things going forward. He wasn't really. He was just a bit anonymous. But yeah, the crosses weren't really reaching him. They were either going too long and reaching Alioski, or too short and getting cut out by a defender. He didn't really get a chance. His best chance was probably the shot in the second half, which just went far too high.
Yeah.
And obviously the one at the end with Shackleton, where he was in a bit of space, but nothing really went for him in this game. And that does happen, especially when you're a lone striker. That can happen.
Yeah, it can definitely. But we obviously need goals from elsewhere. As you say, older forwards, they're not scoring enough. Click, I think he's only got 3, or Hernandez got 3 or whatever. They haven't got as many goals as they did last season, and we definitely need more goals from other areas. But at the end of the day, Bamford is the striker, and he's £8 million, £9 million. He's paid £30,000 a week or whatever to score goals, and he's just not doing it still, is he?
No, it's getting a bit
frustrating. He's the most frustrating player I've ever seen play.
He's very frustrating because he's actually a really good. He's really good at the play he does as a centre forward. All of his other plays very good. He's closing down. He's got application. He's got effort. He's really good at linking up other players as well. He's good at his hold up play is brilliant. He's really good at hold up play. He's kind of winning the ball. If on the occasion we do send long balls up, he does win it and he'll lay it off for somebody. He'll run through. So you do feel for him a bit when you see you see the amount of abuse he gets, but
he's just not scoring enough.
It's not enough. He's not enough. And in
12 goals this season.
I turned to my dad when he put that chance over the bar in the second half, and I just thought he's not going to fire us up. You don't feel like he's going to fire you up.
Yeah, he's not really a goal scorer, is he? And there was that debate as well. People saying that he needs to be playing number 10 because I think he would be good as number 10, but I mean he don't really have much pace. Not really good at passing the ball or controlling the ball, really. He's just good at holding it up. But if he was going to play number 10 as well, you'd have to drop Pablo Hernandez or Helder Costa to put Bamford there, only for Augustin to play. So when you think of it like that, is it really worth putting Bamford in the number 10 where people think he should be?
It's just a bit frustrating because I think throughout the season it's been proven whenever we don't have Bamford in the side, we do look weaker.
Yeah,
we look more vulnerable. We suffer more. He wins a lot of free kicks. He wins a lot. He kind of closes people down, forces goalkeepers and centre halves into mistakes, which gives us throw-ins, which brings us up the pitch. And that's not to be underestimated because that is very useful to alleviate pressure. And he's won a few corners high up at the end of the games, which has alleviated pressure. And we look weaker without him, but we look weaker with him as well. It's a very weird situation.
Yeah, so it's like ideally you want Bamford to start along with another striker, but then in this case you drop Pablo Hernandez or Helder Costa, and it's not really worth it, is it?
No, you can't see the benefit of playing 2 up front with Bamford in the side because you'd lose too much creativity going forward, and then you just have 2 strikers up the other end of the pitch. because we're very transitional, which means that having one striker helps. If you've only got one player high up the pitch, it means you've got everyone defending, and everyone go from defend to everyone attacking, and everyone going from everyone attacking to everyone defending very easily. And you can leave Bamford where he is, and it's all right. Whereas if you've got one fewer player, if you've got two strikers up front, it's much harder to, I imagine, to do with the amount of transitional play that we do.
Yeah, I mean it's a really dilemma. It's a bit of a dilemma really, but as we were saying last week, if Bamford did put away all the chances that he gets, then he wouldn't be playing in the Championship because he's fantastic. Holding up play, and if he could put away a chance to score 20 goals a season, he'd be in the Premier League.
Jack Harrison had a point in the second half where he accidentally conceded a throw in. He robbed whoever Reading brought on for John Swift. He robbed him of possession. Kind of skilled his way past three players and got fouled on the edge of their box, and it led to that free kick that Hernandez had on the edge of their area, very central position, which forced a save. So you think that was ridiculously good play from Harrison, but his final ball isn't always there, and you think if he had the final ball, he would be in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
If Pablo Hernandez was 5-6 years younger, he would be in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it as well. I'd definitely say Helder Costa, Jack Harrison are probably the best wingers in the Championship, or somewhat close.
Some of the best wingers in the Championship. I think there's a few good wingers in the Championship.
Yeah, but they're definitely very good. Of course, in the first half, Calvin Phillips went off injured, got replaced by ALAW in 37 minutes. What was the feeling like in the ground when he went down injured?
Tense. It was very awkward and tense. It was less tense when he jogged off the pitch. The crowd kind of calmed down a bit.
He got up, started jogging, and everyone was like, "Oh, yeah."
If he's jogging, he's clearly all right. I think I think he did that to kind of relieve a bit of the nerves. I think he could have easily just walked off.
Yeah, could you tell that everyone seemed nervous?
Yeah, you could feel it. You could.
Was it all like silent?
I remember saying in stand. I remember saying, "Ah, well, I didn't want to go up anyway."
Oh dear.
Yeah, because it felt awful. But yeah, he jogged off. Everyone kind of calmed down. There was a lot of kind of rearranging of the formation because obviously ALAW came on. He went left back. Stuart Dallas went from left back to right back. Ben White went into midfield. Luke Ayling went to right side centre back. So it was Luke Ayling actually had a really good game centre half.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think he gets a bit caught out of centre half. I think he's much better at right back, but he actually had particularly in the second half. He did a few of his classic Ayling flops, relieved a bit of pressure when Reading were having their occasional forays forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played really well. So and Calvin wasn't having his best game anyway, and Ben White seemed to deal much better because he plays deeper than Calvin does. He dealt much better with the roaming forward of Reading's midfield, because that is a weakness of our system. Because we play man marking system in defence and in the midfield. If you are a centre half or a defensive midfielder and you pick up the ball from your goalkeeper, you can pretty much run through our team because everybody else is marking somebody else, and that we do get caught out. It caught us out probably 2 or 3 times during this game, but it kind of dried up once Ben White went into defensive midfield.
So you're saying that we played better with Calvin Phillips off the field? It's
rare, but yeah, I actually think we did in this game. Not usually. Usually we're weaker, but this game White had a really good game. He dealt with it really well. He got punched or elbowed in the face at one point by their striker Puskas was more interested in injuring our defenders than actually going forward. Every time he got a long ball, instead of like running as fast as he could towards the ball, he would run alongside like Liam Cooper or Ben White or Luke Ayling, and he would nudge him at the back or punch him in the face or something the referee wouldn't see. And then our players would go down, we'd win the free kick and the chance would go. Whereas if he'd actually done what a proper striker would do, he'd have had more of it. Yeah. It was very confusing.
I mean, I watched the extended highlights, and the only real thing Puskas did, was that going for goal with that shot in the first half, which forced Casilla to make a save.
Yeah, and then what even that, it wasn't that difficult of a shot.
No, it wasn't, yeah.
No, Casilla did make a bit of a... He does like a Hollywood save, does Casilla. I do have to say. He does like to make the save look harder than it actually is. He does love the dramatic dive. But yeah, it wasn't difficult. He was pretty useless. John Swift was the only player that looked any good in their team, and they took him off in the second half, and they looked worse when he went off. I don't understand why they did that. He wasn't even injured.
Yeah. Calvin Phillips, though, he does seem all right, though. At the end of the game, he was running around doing all the Pontus Janssen celebrations. I think he's just the Pontus Janssen replacement now for us fans. I think he did it, twice to the South Stand?
Yeah, he was doing it quite a bit. He spoke to Ian Wright on Instagram afterwards and said that it was a dead calf he's got, so he might even make Wednesday.
Yeah. Would you play him Wednesday, though, if he's not 100%?
Dead calf, a few days, you'd be right, won't you?
But we're playing against Middlesbrough, though. If he's not 100%, I'd rather him rested there.
You don't underestimate anybody, mate. We've lost to QPR, we've lost to Wigan, we've lost to some bad teams.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
true.
You
don't underestimate anybody. You punish. It's like going 1-0 up in a game. You don't sit off them, do you? Unless you're Pulis.
So if he can run and kick a ball, you'd start him.
Yeah. He's very valuable to the system. He wasn't great in this game, but I'm sure he'll be back to his best. And if it's only a dead leg, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I understand. I don't think we'd do bad if he didn't play on Wednesday. But we definitely do need him. It's interesting how we play better without him on the pitch, but it looks like he's fine. So hopefully he is fine. Of course, 0-0 at half time. Strong start to the second half, despite Reading kicking off in the second half. Click had a shot that went just wide. Of course, Leeds went up on 1-0 up on the 57 minutes. Though nice back heel from Costa to lay the ball off to Pablo Hernandez. His first shot was blocked, but then he gets another chance and pokes the ball home. A very, very, very good goal, really. This
the keeper does actually get a hand to this. If you watch the goal back, which I didn't think he did initially, he gets a slight tips it into top corner, but the way Pablo's kind of perseverance is what meant, because a lot of this game was trying to force your way through banks and banks and banks of Reading players. It was a lot of effort. So the shot goes off. Obviously, they make the block. He's a bit fortunate because he jumps over the player that's sliding to tackle him, that he picks up the ball immediately again. Nice bit of footwork, and then just taps it top corner. The defenders probably could have got a leg in, but if they'd have got a leg in, they'd have conceded the penalty.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
By how good his footwork was.
But I really enjoyed watching this goal over and over again because it's a nice back heel. And then Pablo just didn't give up, did he?
No,
usually, you'd see players usually give up. They'll get the ball back to him and then be like, all right, let's try reset, go out wide and try again. But he was like, all right, I'm scoring here. So he just ran through and then really nice, toe poke finish really into the top corner.
It was a good time to get the goal as well, kind of 15 minutes into the second half. Cause
it kind of settled everyone down.
Settled everyone down.
Because the longer it would have been 0-0, the more tense it would have been.
It was like you've ended up like the Wigan game or like the Wednesday game where the pressure just builds and builds and builds, and then we make a stupid mistake and concede, and then we never get in it. Whereas this game, we scored, and then they had to come out, and they had to stop doing their... And they did, because they went from 4-5-1, they went to 4-4-2, and they played a bit more forward, and we got a bit more joy.
Yeah.
But we still couldn't find our way through. But it didn't matter, because we have defended much better in these last three games. I mean, Casillas' mistake at Brentford aside, we'd have picked up 3 clean sheets.
Yeah.
So we're back to how we were at the start of the season, where we were not scoring much, but not conceding much either, which is how you want to be as a football team. Yeah. Well, ideally you'd score more, but I honestly prefer low-scoring, clean sheet games to the 5-4s at Birmingham.
Oh, yeah, 100%. What I enjoyed watching the most about the goal was the extraordinary celebrations, especially in the South Stand. You were in there. What were the celebrations like? Because that looked mental.
Yeah, because it means a lot. Because we've had a really bad run. I mean, not as bad as Luton's run, but we've had such a poor January and a poor start to February. It's nice to just pick up 2 back-to-back wins, clean sheets, looking more solid, looking like we're building towards the end of the season, because we're in the business end of the season now. People are less worried about performance, more worried about results. And if you're scoring the goals and getting the results, the pressure goes off the players, the fans get more up for it, they're happy for it. There's still that nervousness in the stadium in every game now, and it's getting a bit... The fans were definitely much better at the start of the season, I will say that. And I include myself in that, because I stand around worried for most of the 90 minutes. It's just, there's a nervousness in the air, that kind of tension.
Because we
want it so badly.
Yeah, we just want it so badly. But 100% there though, a great performance is fantastic. But if we don't win and we produce a great performance, and it doesn't really matter.
Ben White was saying that.
As long as we get the results, that's all that matters really. If we win every single 12 games left of the season, if we win every single one of these games 1-0, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Ben White was saying that in his post-match on West Yorkshire Sport interview with, I think it was with Adam Pope.
Yeah.
He was saying that he would happily win every game to the end of the season 1-0.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about performances anymore. It's just the result.
He also thinks we're playing exactly the same as we were playing in January, but we're getting more of the rub of the green now.
Yeah,
I think there's an argument for that because we're not suffering as many ridiculous kind of goals now. We're getting to run a form where we're controlling games more, where we're not suffering kind of flukes of fate, random penalties, that we always get down in London against us. We're kind of settling down. That referee was pretty good at the weekend as well.
Yeah.
It was there was only one decision which I thought he got very, very wrong. And I realised I was mistaken about a minute after because we'd had a shot and they kind of blocked it out for what would have been a Leeds corner, and then the ref gave I thought he gave a free kick. I thought he gave a goal kick. He actually gave a free kick because of the offside. So, and he also at one point in the game, the linesman gave offside, but the referee spotted that it wasn't offside, and Leeds won a corner from it, and he gave the Leeds corner.
What? How does a referee spot offside compared to the linesman?
But yeah, he did because he was watching the line. So and apparently I watched it back. It's the correct decision. So.
Aye, good.
So you'd like to see referees making firm decisions and the correct decisions.
Yeah. So, big up the referee there. Leeds 1-0 up on 57 minutes. We had a chance to double it, 80 minutes. Pablo Hernandez free kick forced a good stop from Cabral. But we were hanging in there at the end, though, weren't we? Hanging in there. Big save from NkGhTg to deny Liam Moore from close range.
That was their best chance of the game, and it came in the 93rd minute. And when he went through, I thought he was going to score.
Oh, yeah. I think everyone did. And that's why when NkGhTg saved it, you were like, oh, yes.
Actually, my initial thoughts was, Coops, you're going to give away a penalty here, because he had his arm over him.
Yeah.
And then the shot, and then he saved it. And as soon as he saved it, I realised we were going to be all right.
Yeah. Really good save. Really big save. I mean, really, it's a save that you'd expect a goalkeeper to make. But, again, because it was, at its near post, really. It was a tight angle for Liam Moore to shoot at. But, again, though, in the circumstances, NkGhTg as well. He had an injured hand. It
didn't hit him in the hand though. The save, it kind of hit him in the hip as he was diving. So he was actually fairly lucky to get it.
But still, with his hands hurting, he's gone down there and went and saved it. A big save, important save that one.
Yeah. And then Puskas hits it over the bar, and then you're sure that Leeds have seen it out.
Yeah.
And it was all right. But we are massively into crunch time now with 12 games left.
Yeah, definitely. That save was big though. I mean, it, of course, won us the 3 points in the end. Marcelo Bielsa even went onto the pitch at full time and shook his hand, didn't he?
It's nice to do that. It's nice to see him get a kind of hero moment for Kiko, because he's had a really rough couple of months, and you want him to get those moments, because those moments will win the fans back. Slowly, but they'll win them back. If you keep making out saves like that, you're going to get everyone back on side.
Yeah. Twitter's
going to be a lovely place. It's going to be sunshine and rainbows, and no one's going to be toxic and horrible.
Yeah.
Because it is always toxic and horrible when we lose on social media.
But it was nice to see Bielsa go on the pitch and shake his hand, because he never really goes on the pitch, does he? I think the last time was Brentford away last season, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, well, no, he gave Alioski a hug.
But that's always, in the dugout.
After the Bristol City game.
Bielsa's walked onto the pitch only to shake Casillas' hand, and that's it. That's all he did. He went onto the pitch, shook his hand, and then just walked off.
Yeah, because he recognised the kind of...
The importance of it.
The impact, because he didn't really have much to do. He had that Puskas save, and then the bit at the end for 93 minutes.
Yeah.
You can expect to be a bit mentally tired after 93 minutes of football.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But a really big save, especially considering that his hand was injured. Ilya Messier was, of course, warming up at half-time. What was the feeling around the ground when you saw Messier warming up?
I didn't see it because I went downstairs for a pint.
All right, fair enough. We'll move on then. Leeds, of course, held on to win 1-0. It seemed like another game, though, where, we were the better team. Could have and should have scored more, but, thankfully we got the win in the end.
1-0 was probably the fair result. They defended very well. We were the better team. So to win it marginally was the fair result.
Yeah. Of course, nervy, though. 1-0. 1-0 is always nervy. But as we were saying earlier, 12 games left of the season? If we win every game 1-0, I'm fine with that. How many wins do you think would see us over the line? 12 games left. How many wins?
8.
8?
8.
But then if we lose 4, though, against Fulham as well.
I reckon 8 wins, 2 draws, I will be up. That's 88 points. I reckon with the league as poor as it is, how many points the top 6 are dropping, how inconsistent everyone is, 88 points, we'll see automatic.
Yeah. No, I'd probably say 10. 10 wins and I'm more relaxed.
How many points did Sheffield United get last season? I'm sure it's only I think they got 89 or 90.
have a look here. They got 89.
89. I reckon 88 will do it this season.
I think 10 wins and I can relax.
10 wins out of 12, mate. That's insane.
All right, 9 wins. 9 wins and I can relax then.
I honestly, I think it'll be a really low championship winning total this season.
Yeah.
Because of how inconsistent everyone's been.
Yeah, and of course, most of the top 6. I mean, the only team we have left to play in the top 6 this season is Fulham at home. Yeah. Everyone else has to play each other, so they'll take points off each other.
We don't play Fulham until, is it midway through March?
Yeah.
So it's towards the end of the season anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, 12 games left. It's crunch time. It's very, very nervy.
We are never going to get a better opportunity than this.
Yeah, 100%.
We're just not.
Yeah, we're not. Results somewhat went our way at the weekend. Derby drew 1-0 with Fulham on the Friday night. Brentford drew 2-2 with Blackburn on the Saturday lunchtime.
Because Blackburn went 2-0 up.
Yeah, I was really disappointed as well because I was watching on TV at home, and yeah, Blackburn 2-0 up and then Brentford. Really annoyed with that. But yeah, results somewhat went our way. Leeds are still second in the championship table on 62 points. Still 4 points behind league leaders at West Brom, but we're now 5 points ahead of Fulham, who are in third. So the gap's opened up again.
Yeah, slightly. We, like you always see like 5 point gap from second to third when you're in second. You always think that's not much of a gap. A couple of games, that's all gone. But when you're in third, if Leeds were third and Fulham were 5 points ahead of us, I'd think, right, well, that's finished now. At this point in the season, with 12 games left, I would think, there's no way Fulham are going to drop 5 points in 12 games. But in fact, it's entirely plausible.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're keeping pace with West Brom. I'm glad we are extending the gap again. I would like it to be more.
Yeah. You just hope that we keep on extending it instead of going back down again.
Yeah, I think we will extend it more because West Brom have got a lot of the top 6 to play. Preston have got a lot of the top 6 to play. Forest are dropping off hugely. I think they've not won in the last 3, so you kind of hope that everyone will just, go away.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if everyone just went away. If everyone could just think, right, we've got playoffs, it's sorted. Can we all just pack it in?
I mean, I'm looking at the table, and what you got Preston now, who are only a couple of points, a few points behind us. I'm worrying about them all of a sudden. It's like, where'd Preston come from? Just go away, because Preston aren't going up. Just go away, sod off.
If we put another 7-game winning run together, we'll be fine.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
that's
all we got to do is win our next 5 games.
Yeah, but it is a nice, comfortable gap, though. We can afford to drop a few points now. Hopefully we don't, though. But, the gap's there. I'm a lot more relaxed now after that, but, we still need to keep on picking up wins. Of course, move on to Wednesday night's game away at Middlesbrough. We previewed that game and the game away at Hull on Saturday later on in the show. But first, let's move on to the Leeds United under-23s who were in Premier League Cup action last Friday night. They faced Wolves at Bootham Crescent in York. They drew 1-1 with Bobby Camware scoring for Leeds with a really nice goal in 27 minutes. Give Leeds the half-time lead here. Really nice goal. Yeah,
good goal. It's nice to see Camware back because he had a long time out injured. He kind of got phased out of the youth teams because he couldn't really get fit. So it's nice to see him back in the 23s because he always was a really good striker. A good goal. We haven't really performed well in that cup competition, though. I think it's fair to say.
We haven't, have we?
I think we came bottom of the table by some margin. But
But when you consider the teams we were playing,
we were playing good teams, and because it's a cup competition, it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
So we're okay, and it's just a shame they couldn't play because it's top of the table clash against Forest today. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Play it.
Yeah. So the under-23s were meant to play Nottingham Forest in the PDL at 4 Park at 1 p.m. Today. We're recording on a Monday, but because of the snow, it was postponed. So really unfortunate because I was looking forward to that because it's a big game, wasn't it? Big top of the table clash. Yeah. I think everyone's looking forward to it.
I think everyone is just sick of this horrible weather and the fact it's been going on for what feels like years. I know it's only been like 2 and a bit weeks, but it feels like ages.
With all these storms, Dennis,
Chiara on it, the other one.
Yeah, all these storms, it's just made it feel like we've had dreadful weather for years.
It feels like one of them Game of Thrones winters. They just last for like 10 years. But no, it is a shame that we couldn't see them play that. But, hopefully this weather will go away because it'll make it much nicer to go to Leeds games and we'll get to see more under 23s games.
Yeah, it'll be much better for everyone if the weather improves. The Leeds United women's side, they were also in action this week. They were in action last Wednesday night while we were recording the last episode. They beat Bradford City 6-0 at 4 Park thanks to a brace from Rebecca Hunt and goals from Bridie Hannon, Olivia Smart, Millie Kenyon and Holly Orr. They've now gone 7 games unbeaten, so great stuff there from Dan O'Hearn's side. And also congratulations to the Leeds United under-11s who were crowned national champions at last weekend's Premier League futsal finals after beating Everton 4-0. Great to see all the youngsters doing well. Did you ever get into futsal when you were a kid?
Not really, mate. I tend to just play Sunday League when I was younger.
Sunday League and five-a-sides.
Yeah, I never really played five-a-side that much.
Yeah.
I just did Sunday League. I just did 11-a-side Sunday League when I was a kid. Some truly, speaking of bad weather, I had some truly horrible weather playing Sunday League as well.
I always preferred playing in horrible weather, though.
I remember it being so foggy we were unable to see the opposition goal's net. It was one so cold because of the snow that the subs of our team had to go sit in a car because it was that cold.
I remember playing a game once and it pissed it down all day, and it was just mud, and we were just sliding about in the mud. And the game got called off after about 30 minutes, so I don't know why we played the first 30 minutes. But when it got called off, we were just had a massive kick about with fun.
It's kind of got the soul of the sport, because that's how football used to be played. Even up to professional levels, it used to be played in like these muddy rugby pitches.
Yeah. When you look back at clips of the Don Revie's team playing
on awful pitches, really poor pitches.
Yes, it's always better playing it in dreadful weather.
Because it used to be a working class sport. It used to be played on a field. Now it's a bit commercialised, but I'm sure we'll deal with that enough next season. Should we go up?
On some news then, and again, it's been a very quiet week at Leeds United, really. We still don't know what's happening with goo.gl, who, of course, has this FA charge looming over his head. So if you somehow don't know what's happened, goo.gl was accused of racially abusing Charlton Athletic forward Jonathan Lecco during Leeds' 1-0 loss away at Charlton on the 28th of September 2019. We understand the hearing was last week, and we were expecting the outcome of it at the end of last week, but there's no word on it yet. So we could hear about it this week, we could not. It could just rumble on, but we're expecting that goo.gl will be handed a ban, with the likely outcome being a 6-game ban. I mean,
I thought it was 12. I thought 12 was the likely outcome.
No, I think 6 games. Forrest David got banned for 6 games, didn't he? And it's similar to that case. So I don't think. I think 12 games would be a bit too long. It wouldn't have surprised me.
Surely it's 12 if it's just because it's Leeds United.
It wouldn't have surprised me if at half time during the game on Saturday they announced it. Immediately suspended. You need to sub off your goalkeeper.
I think they must have told Leeds by now, because obviously we've got a game on Wednesday, so they must have told Leeds whether or not Kiko's banned or not. It's just when they're going to announce to the public. So.
Yeah, you know sometime this week. I mean, this is better happening sooner rather than later, isn't it?
Well, yeah, if it happens on Wednesday morning, then it's a bit awkward, isn't it? Because we've got to travel all the way to Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
I say all the way. It's not that far. It's like 40 miles, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but also with 12 games left, you want Kiko, to get this ban now and then be back for the last 6 games if we need him. So,
I mean, his injury might soften the blow a bit, because if he's injured anyway, then we won't lose him for the ban, will we? Because he'll be gone anyway. Yeah. So that might soften the blow slightly. But
I'll see what he's done here. He's broke his fingers on purpose.
No, you know what I mean. If he's going to be out for 6 games anyway with an injury, and he gets banned for 6 games, then there's no. Yeah. It doesn't really affect Leeds much, does it? Anyway, there's no difference. I'm expecting him to be charged though, because the FA operate on balance of probability, don't they?
Yeah, and I think there's 2 Charlton players, isn't there? Who were saying
Jonathan Lecco and is it Bon, the other one, the guy's name? Macaulay Bon, I think his name is. Yeah.
But apparently Leeds have got people from all over the world travelling over to...
Eddie Nketiah has given evidence.
I think Kem Arouf's coming over as well.
I think Kiko's goalkeeping coach from Real Madrid has come over to give
evidence. Come over just to say, Kiko says a nice guy.
Well, I think a few of the current Leeds squad as well have just come up and said, like, he's... I don't imagine they'll be going up there saying, yep, he's a massive racist. they'll probably be going, yeah, he's clearly... He does not act like this. He's a professional. He's not this kind of person at all. He's never said anything like this. Yeah. I imagine that Tyler Robertson, Kem Arouf, if they... and Eddie Nketiah, if they're all giving evidence, they'll say, well, he's never said anything racist towards me or anything like that. I imagine that's what they'll be saying. Yeah. The operative balance probability, if 2 Charlton players are saying, yeah, he's definitely said something, then the FA are going to go, well, they've said you said it, and you probably have said it, because they've said, otherwise why would they say that? And they'll probably say, yeah, you're guilty. Yeah. Because it's not, with racism, it's not beyond reasonable doubt like it is in criminal cases, where you've got to absolutely prove he said it. Yeah, so it's like Forrest David case. He got banned from the FA, but he didn't get charged in a criminal court. So yeah, because the standard of proof is not as high in racism in the FA compared to criminal court. It seems as the FA to just go off, he said, she said. Well, with how harsh they are, they will probably do more good than harm, because they'll catch more people that have done it. because it's really hard.
Yeah, but then there's a case of, people can just say, oh yeah, he's been racist, ban him. It does become that case of, he said, she said, doesn't it?
That can happen, but I don't see why
someone would just say,
someone would randomly just accuse Leeds United's goalkeeper, especially with Charlton. If it was like one of West Brom players trying to get our keeper banned, we're in a promotion battle with them, so you could understand why they would make something up like that. You couldn't understand, but you could see the reasoning there. But Charlton aren't anywhere near us. Why would they make that up randomly to get keeper banned? It doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah, exactly. It is an interesting one, and hopefully we find out about the outcome this week, but it could just rumble on. But it's an interesting one to keep an eye out on. But yeah, as you're saying, if Kiko gets banned or he's injured, and then Illan Meslier, he's a fine replacement, isn't he? Really,
a very capable goalkeeper. I don't imagine there'll be much nerves in the fan base or in the in Bielsa's staff about putting him in, because he's a good player, and I imagine that he'll relish the experience, because Meslier will be properly in the thick of it if he's in for the last 13 games or last 12 games of the season.
And he loves it, doesn't he? Because have you seen the LS11 Bielsa camera videos?
Yeah, he loves
every time we score or something happens, he just gets up, does a massive celebration, high fives to all the fans behind the dugout. It's fantastic, isn't it?
He loves it, yeah.
Yeah, big shout out to Calvin Phillips as well, because he retweeted. Obviously, I do a lot of work for LS11, and we were buzzing because Calvin Phillips retweeted that clip of Illan Meslier celebrating with all the fans. He retweeted that clip on Twitter, so yeah, that was brilliant. I think he put at Illan Meslier Playboy. But yeah, Illan Meslier, he'd be more than capable. Did well against Arsenal, does well for even 23, so no doubt.
It's been a while since we had a decent French player as well.
Yeah.
Quite a long time.
Augustin.
Well, we don't know if he's a decent player yet.
Yeah. Takawa.
I'm not. Part of the 6 mate, you're not getting in a decent player bracket.
Hadi Sacco.
Good human being, bad football player.
Let's now look ahead to Leeds United's next couple of games then. The first is this Wednesday night. Leeds take on Middlesbrough away at the Riverside Stadium. Charles, this should be a Leeds win, shouldn't it?
Well, you stop saying that.
It should be. It should be. But they're dreadful.
They are dreadful, and they've just lost back-to-back games against Barnsley and Luton, who are bottom of the league.
we should win this.
But they're 3 points above the drop zones, and they'll be
scrapping for points.
Yeah, and if Barnsley keep winning and Luton pick up a result, they could be well in it. So, and Huddersfield might pick up a result as well the weekend. So
yeah, but they have a poor side, Middlesbrough. I mean, they haven't picked up a single win in any of their last 8 league games, picking up just 4 points. They've lost their last 2 games, a 1-0 loss at home to Luton and that 1-0 loss away at Barnsley. This season, 34 league games, they've only won 8, drawn 13, lost 13. They're really struggling. Jonathan Woodgate's side, of course, they're really struggling at the moment. 20th from 37 points, 2 places and 3 points above the relegation zone. So yeah, they are scrapping. It could be a tough game, I guess, but it's certainly a game which you should be winning. If your team wanting to go up, these are the games you need to be winning.
Yeah, because you need to punish teams when they're on the slide. They've got a couple of injuries as well. I think they've got that Patrick Roberts who's on loan from Man City. I think he's injured. He's supposed to be quite good.
He's a good player, yeah. But they do have some good players, though, don't they? Brett Sombolonga, Ashley Fletcher, Paddy McNair, Ayala, Howson, Adam Clayton.
Actually, he's Adam Clayton, isn't he?
Yeah. Are you surprised that they're doing as bad this season?
Howson.
Yeah. I mean, they have some decent players. Are you surprised with how bad they're doing this season?
I think it's down to management. I hate to say that because as a Leeds fan, you want Johnny Woodgate to do well. You want Lee Boyd to do well as well. But I don't think he's got the experience or the nous to get them playing as like they need to when given the situation they're in. He's not up to the standard that Bielsa's at or that Bilic is at, where they can spot a problem and fix it. He appears to be in a bit of a bad situation right now, and they're in bad form. And as much as I don't want him to go, and I want him to do well in that job, we need to punish him, and we really do need to kick him while they're down.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you're wanting to go up, these are the games you need to win, and if you don't, then you don't really deserve to go up, quite frankly.
No, you got to be beating these because they're just poor, and we absolutely dominated them at Elland Road.
Yeah,
Tom's of pieces.
Yeah, we beat 4-0 at Elland Road back in November. We absolutely annihilated them. So
I'd say it's clicked with a
wonder goal
with either that or Pablo's goal against Bristol City on the opening day will probably be goal of the season, I imagine.
Yeah. Of course, let's have a look at whoscored.com. So Middlesbrough's characteristics, so they're strong at counter-attacks and strong at protecting the lead. So,
that's bad against us.
So if we don't, if we don't let them score first, then we should win.
But counter-attacks is a weakness of ours. We are vulnerable to the counter.
Yeah. But those two are the only strengths that they have. They're weak at avoiding offside, weak at aerial duels, which is surprising.
For Middlesbrough, that's very surprising.
Yeah, it is surprising. They're very weak at finishing scoring chances, like us, and very weak at defending against attacks down the wings. So
we always attack down the wings.
Yeah, so Harrison Acosta could have some joy down the wings there.
Because they've got like Ryan Shotton, don't they? Who's about 67 years old. Who's the other one they've got that's really old? They got quite an aging back line, don't they? They've got Ayala as well. In fact, I think Ayala's still injured, isn't he? I think Ayala might be injured.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Middlesbrough style of play, they attempt through balls often, attack down the right, take long shots, attempt crosses often, take a lot of shots. Opponents play aggressively against them and playing in their own half. So
attacking down the right is a bit of a worry there because obviously our left side is our weaker side.
Yeah. It's quite similar to Reading. They're playing their own half and they take long shots, just 50-yard screamers.
50-yard screamers. I didn't see any 50-yard screamers at the weekend, mate.
No.
Despite Puskas' attempted one.
Of course, Leeds unbeaten in the last 3. 1 draw and 2 wins. We just need to continue that good run, really, which we should. Leeds have a good record against Middlesbrough. Only 3 losses in the last 14 meetings, 7 wins and 4 draws. Of course, beating 4-0 Elland Road back in November. Will we do a double over Middlesbrough this season? What's your score prediction for this game?
I'm going to go 1-0 Leeds again. I think it was the 3rd consecutive 1-0.
1-0 Leeds.
I know it's Barney got the prediction right last week.
He did.
A nervy, edgy 1-0. He did get it right.
Yeah, he did get it right, so shout out to Barney there. Oh, I don't want it to be 1-0, but it is going to be 1-0, isn't it?
I just think it will.
It's going to be 1-0 either way, isn't it?
We're not scoring a lot recently. We're not conceding much. 1-0 Leeds, I reckon.
Yeah, I'll go 1-0 lead as well. Some other games to watch out for midweek. Then Bristol City, their away at Huddersfield Town. Nottingham Forest, our away at Cardiff. West Brom at home to Preston. So those two teams could drop points. You'd want West Brom to win that one, probably. Get rid of Preston there.
As long as we win as well.
Yeah, as long as we win as well, yeah. Hull City, they're playing against Barnsley at home, one to watch out for there, because of course we play Hull City next, after Middlesbrough. Fulham, they're at home to Swansea, so quite a tough game for them, really.
Swansea have dropped off a bit now, they're a bit mid-table.
Yeah. Brentford, they're away at Luton, so it could be a tricky game for them there.
Everyone beats Luton, mate. Literally everyone beats them.
I mean, even us. Even we beat Luton away from home.
Admittedly with an extra time goal, but we did beat them,
yeah. Hopefully Leeds United pick up the result against Middlesbrough. Let's now look ahead to Saturday's game then. Leeds United faced Hull City away at the KCOM Stadium. And again, Charles, should be a win. Should be a Leeds win.
They've sold the 2 best players in Grzycki and...
on deadline day as well.
Bowen. Yeah.
Jared Bowen, Grzycki left on deadline day.
I don't think Bowen's played for West Ham yet either.
He hasn't.
It was like when... It was that striker for Preston that... John Hugel, yeah.
Went to West Ham, didn't play
a single game.
I think he played a game in like a cup or something, and he's gone on loan to QPR.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that just shows you what kind of mentality the club are. You know, I think a lot of Hull City fans would be thinking, all right, if we keep Bowen, keep Grzycki, we could push for the playoffs. But they sold the 2 best players on deadline day, so they've just got no ambitions, Hull City, have they?
They keep raving about someone called Eves, but I've never heard of him.
Yeah, Tom Eves, yeah.
Tom Eves.
Yeah, striker.
I've never really heard of him or been impressed by him.
He's decent, to be fair. I think he scored against, was it against Brentford the other week? Was it?
I don't follow Hull's games, mate. Yeah, they're poor. They're really poor.
Yeah, they got no ambitions.
And they look like they're going to finish mid-table, so kind of lower mid-table.
Yeah, they probably will.
13th to 17th probably they'll finish.
Yeah. I mean, Hull, they haven't won any of the last 7 league games, picking up just 2 points in those. They play Barnsley at home on Wednesday night, as I've just mentioned, so they could win that one, but Barnsley have been on a good run of form recently, so that's a game to watch out for there. Grant McCann's side, they are 17th for 41 points, so a mid-table finish for them. They've got nothing to play for, but they will... they'll need to make sure that they're not dragged into a relegation battle, really. But yeah, this season, 34 league games, won 11, drawn 8 and lost 15. WhoScored.com, they said that Hull are very strong at shooting from direct free kicks, strong at counter-attacks, and strong at creating scoring chances. They are weak at keeping possession of the ball, weak defending against skillful players, weak at defending counter-attacks, and very weak at avoiding offside. So, in our favour, really. We do a lot of counter-attacks. We have some skillful players. So,
Every team on the bottom of the table, though, is vulnerable to skillful players. What it actually means is they're vulnerable to people who are good at football.
Compared to them themselves, yeah. Hull style of play, they attempt through balls often, take a lot of shots, take long shots, play offside, and play in their own half. So,
I mean, this is all meaningless because the games are never like who's called Celtics.
Whoscored.com. It is dreadful. It is dreadful. I don't know what they base half of this stuff off. But yeah, Leeds have unbeaten in 6 of the last 7 meetings against Hull. Won 4 and drawn 2 in those 7 meetings. Of course, we beat Hull City 2-0 at Elland Road back in December. Again, will we do a double over Hull City as well this season? What's your score prediction here?
I'm going to go 2-0 Leeds for this one.
2-0 Leeds?
2-0 Leeds, yeah. I reckon we'll have a bit more joy.
I
want 4 clean sheets in a row, mate. That's what I want.
Yeah. You know, I don't want to be boring and just go with your score prediction again, but yours is really likely. I'll go 3-0 Leeds.
That's a bit ambitious.
Yeah. I'll be ambitious.
Right.
That would happen. Bielsa on podcast predicts 18-0 every single game.
18-0.
Some other games to watch out for the weekend then. So Brentford away at Cardiff City. West Brom at home to Wigan. Winnable game that for West Brom there. Although we lost to Wigan at home, so I don't know what we're saying about that.
West Brom drew to Wigan last time as well.
Yeah.
And they should have lost.
Yeah, they should have. Fulham down at home to Preston, so 2 of those teams just behind us in the playoff places.
Preston to win, actually.
Draw there, maybe.
I think Preston will be far enough off us by that point that we'd rather have a Preston win.
Yeah. I mean, one of those teams will drop points anyway, so that's a big game to watch out for at the weekend. Bristol City, they're away at Millwall, so a tough game for them there. And Nottingham Forest, they're away at Middlesbrough. So hopefully we beat Middlesbrough, and then Middlesbrough just thump Nottingham Forest next.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Don't think it'll happen, though.
No, it probably won't, will it?
They'll either lose to us both or beat us both, I reckon.
Yeah. But 2 away games this week for Leeds United. Hopefully we win them both. We should win them both, shouldn't we?
Should do, yeah.
Yeah, we should do.
But what should happen doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be sport. It'd be more like a school schedule.
Hopefully Leeds United pick up some good results this week. But that does bring us to the end of episode 56 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Thank you very much, as always, to Giles for joining me in the studio.
No worries, mate. Thanks for having me on.
And thank you to everyone who has listened or watched. We really do appreciate your support. If you enjoyed them, why not subscribe or follow the podcast? Give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. Share the podcast around as well. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well if you have not already. Search All Things Leeds on there. Check out the website as well, All Things Leeds website. I think it's allthingsleeds1.wixsite or something like that. It's on Wixsite. It's in the Twitter bio anyway.
That's
so
you there, mate.
I don't even know my own link to a website. But check Twitter. It's in the bio. But yeah, check out the All Things Leeds website as well. Charles and I will be back next week for the usual time. Again, podcast will be going out on Thursday next week, so the usual time there. So until next time, take care, and we'll speak to you soon.